One day, Professor Plutonium wanted to create a perfect horror movie. He had everything. Suspense, paranoia, and character development. However, while mixing all the ingredients together, poof, he accidentally added something else to the mix. Lack of development. Which, in turn, removed everything else that was important that he added, like suspense, character development, and paranoia. In turn, he created the worst subgenre in the entire horror genre, found footage genre! Now, with their ultra superpowers, Devil's Stew, Unfriended, Paranormal Activity are out to destroy the horror genre and make it nothing more than a big cash grab that many directors and producers rely on! Dun, 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 dun. Ow! Jesus Christ. Hello, my little and silent patients, and welcome to Nightmare Disorder. We take a look at something, whether or not it's inside the horror genre or not, whether that be an episode, movie, music, video game, or anything else like that, and we examine it, making sure whether or not it deserves to be in the horror genre, or if it's not in the horror genre, and it's unsettling, we discover why it's like that, with retrospectives, reviews, and top 10s. And now, probably something that doesn't deserve to be in the horror genre, but whatever. Found footage. Now, you'll probably see me as being harsh, but I'll explain that later. The found footage genre started in 1980 with Cannibal Holocaust. However, it didn't become popular until 1999's Blair Witch Project. But it didn't really become theatrically popular until 2007's Paranormal Activity. And after that, well, at first we accepted it with open arms. Like, we thought it was refreshing and new. It was a unique idea. It was a breath of fresh air. Until I'd say 2012, where it felt like directors and producers were solely relying on nothing but found footage just to, have a cheap way of getting a movie every year. However, I'm not going to say that every movie in the found footage genre is bad. I'm not going to say the found footage genre itself is bad. I enjoy movies like Paranormal Activity, and I respect movies like Blair Witch Project for their popularity and how well they performed, and how well they were in general. But it just feels like we've been getting so much as of late. So fucking much. So, for this video, I'm going to tell you why I believe the found footage genre is not that scary. I say that because I believe it can be scary with examples like Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity. But like I said, it might not be actually that scary. Yeah, I know, this probably sounds like a guy complaining about everything in his generation. Oh, everything's not as good as it was, like, early 2000s and the 90s. Oh my god, everything now just sucks. But now, I'm not like that. I just don't like how the found footage genre is being solely relied on. We've been getting so much of it lately. Here, I don't even have to, use my phone and look up a list of found footage movies. I can get some on the top of my head. Grave Encounters 1 and 2, VHS, Devil's Due, Unfriended, Paranormal Activity 2, 3, 4, The Ghost Dimension, Area 51, Chernobyl Diaries, and Paranormaru, Akotibiti, Dai to Show, Tokyo Nights. And that's just a few in theatrical found footage genres. And that's just a few from the past 5 years, too! 5 years! We've been getting, don't say we haven't been getting too much. Now, let's go into two movies that were particularly popular and a lot of people liked. The Purge and Annabelle. Now, let's just say, were they fantastic? No. Were they good? Yeah. Were they amazing? Eh. Now, in my opinion anyway, everyone is entitled to their own opinion of both Annabelle and The Purge. But you know why everyone was talking about them like they were the scariest things and the best thing to ever come out in the horror genre. Because it was something refreshing and new. Like, once again, a breath of fresh air. And it's weird. Because those kind of movies we've been getting forever since, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, and a bunch of other examples. How come these are refreshing now? Because even though the found footage genre was seen as refreshing, we've been relying on it so much that many people are getting tired of it. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people. I can guarantee that right now. And let me tell you about a little game called Five Nights at Freddy's. Once again, it's good, but not fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I was intrigued with the story, but the game itself is pretty good, just not fantastic. Now, I just have to explain why that became popular. Because everyone was just revolving around the slender mechanic. Everyone was using that to death. And then all of a sudden, Scott Cawthon came out, Five Nights at Freddy's, with a unique mechanic. While it wasn't fantastic, it's still good, that many people clinged on like it was like the holy fucking grail or something like that. Because once again, for horror gaming, it was a breath of fresh air. And it's a shame because like the slender mechanic and found footage were once seen as refreshing or a breath of fresh air. Yeah, stop doing that. It's probably annoying. I'm sorry. I'm not saying we should completely stop found footage, because I know there are a lot of people that enjoy it. I just feel like we need to slow down because of all the movies I listed, and the fact that people got so excited for movies that were good, but just not fantastic, and we're acting like there was some kind of holy grail. I'm sure the Annabelle and Purge fan base are probably putting in angry comments. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie, I just don't think it was fantastic. You gotta admit, we've been doing it way too much of as late. And now let's go into the issues with found footage genre itself. What's wrong with the movies? Well, remember what I said in that psychopathic Powerpuff Girls beginning parody thing? Those three things definitely do get, they seem pushed away during most found footage productions. Paranoia, suspense, and character development. Now, paranoia can be still there. Granted, it's a little harder, but it's still possible. Suspense, or foreshadowing, I should say, where the audience knows what's going to happen. They know shit's gonna hit the fan, but the characters don't. We don't get that because we're connected to the line of vision of whoever is carrying the camera. And the only time you do get some kind of sense of foreshadowing is when someone drops the camera, something happens in front of it, and then they retrieve it again, or if they use a paranormal activity system, or if they're completely fucking idiots. Oh! It's like the camera's glitching out and I see like a silhouette of a killer walking towards me. A Slender Man, a Freddy Krueger. It's just a glitch. And yes, some movies have done the glitch trope before. How is it a fucking glitch when you see a human being on the camera? And also, you know those shots where you see the teenagers walking through the forest and the camera zooms out on them really far away, you can still kind of hear them go, "No!" And then you see the killer's hand or weapon right by the camera. That's foreshadowing. We can't get that in found footage. Now, there probably is a good way to have suspension without the paranormal activity system or some clumsy fuck dropping the camera, but it really is difficult for suspense to ever be in found footage. Now, as for character development, I'm sure you've all heard of the term cookie-cutter character, where it's a character that's the most stereotypical thing for that genre or media or genre within that media, and still we kind of deal with it, and they're the most bland thing that's ever existed. The brown, messy hair anime character, mainly boys, who just aren't really that perverted, but sometimes get into perverted situations, like they trip over a girl, and for some reason the first thing they grab is a boob, and sometimes they're like, "What is this?" And for some reason definitely he looks like a fucking perv. He gets up, and the girl for some reason forgives him, even though he just did whatever that was when they first met, and somehow they get together by the end of the fucking anime. What the fuck is that about? And the only exception is Eren Yeager. Basically the only exception. You're good! Real fucking good! But here we have quite a few, where that'd be the obnoxious main character who's like, we gotta do this now, like the main character from As Above, So Below, even though they're practically pulling everyone that doesn't want to be put into the situation, and nearly half of them die. You're that main character of As Above, So Below, you caused half of your crew to die, and you didn't feel a bit of remorse. Not a single bit. Not like I caused this. If I'd have just let them go and let them go in their own business instead of forcing them into my own personal objections that they didn't even want to be in, they would have never died. Oh, but whatever. We got the fucking alchemy stone or whatever. Or the characters that are typically and also horror in general, and I feel like we should stop that too. The characters are just oh, no, it's not real. It's all in your head. It's a fake. Even if you show me visual evidence because it's found footage genre and you can show me that for sure. Oh, no, it's not real. It's fake. Like the dad from Paranormal Activity 2. Or typically the goddamn idiots that either do one of two things, walk around an area in places they shouldn't, which, typically a lot of characters in horror too. Or when they're running from the monster, they put the camera, when they turn the camera with them. You guys see that? It's like, favorite, and subscribe if you see the monster chasing me! Oh, sweet Jesus! And then there's one more thing. The main characters that are good, but really they're fucking assholes when it comes to the camera. If you see the trailer for Devil's Due, you can see what I mean. Oh, my wife is senselessly beating some guy's van for one simple mistake that, well, yeah, you should probably get a little pissed off for, but not go as far as beating the shit out of the van. Oh, honey, let's make it seem like I somewhat care by using one hand to hold you back, or at least try to hold you back, and use the other one to record you. You guys see this shit like family and subscribe, bro. Now, yes, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to see certain scenes, or at least in a good way, but that would be better if we didn't focus on the found footage thing and, you know, have more camera angles that make us respect the characters. And that's kind of the thing. We get rid of two major things in horror: suspense and character developments. Paranoia can still kind of be there, but it's kind of difficult. But what I'm saying is, we remove two big aspects, it's done way too much, it's just not that good. Now, once again, there are good found footage movies. I'm not gonna lie, I've already said that in the beginning of the video. There are a lot of good found footage movies. But once again, we can't just keep repeating the same trope over and over and over again. It's repeating, never ending. It's never stopping. You'll never realize it until it's like 50 years from now when we're having Paranormal Activity 125 by Nintendo for whatever fucking reason. Don't think we're not having it too much. Now, is there a home for these found footage movies besides theater? If we, actually find a balance, yeah. It's called the internet. Things like Marble Hornets and Caught Not Sleeping. But these people, for some reason, still have some kind of suspense and character development inside their web series, even though they're not professional. In fact, they're still learning. And it's more acceptable when they're doing that and they're still learning because they don't have as big of a budget as like Warner Brothers or Paramount, are the ones that typically do these kind of movies. They're the ones that usually do it the most and do it the most enjoyably. It's unusual, but these people have done found footage better than the big guys. I recommend checking out Marble Hornets and Caught Not Sleeping. They're both very intriguing series about the Slender Man, if you're into that, whether or not. But they're still pretty fun and entertaining. But that's my thoughts on the found footage genre. You may not agree, you may call me an asshole for hating every found footage movie out there, but that's just how I see it. I don't think found footage is that scary, but I do believe we can do it better if we balance things out. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, maybe favorite, and subscribe when you see some more. Put your favorite topics down below for what you'd like to see me talk about nightmare disorder. I may consider it. Remember, not all ideas will be put into the series, but I'll consider to put as many as possible that would fit for this kind of series. And remember, we all see fish in the ceiling at least once in our lives.